What's up everyone, this is FP Sticks bringing you some more Go Battle League battles here in the Great League. These battles were submitted to me by one of my patrons, T9 Gamer, so thank you so much for submitting this gameplay footage, and I believe they were done in the Remix Cup format in Great League. He is running a team of Charm, Alolan Ninetales, CRESSELIA, and SCRAFTY. Pretty unique team comp for sure. I'm curious to see how he's going to handle some steel types in the lead, but being that it is Remix Cup, you don't need to worry about like any Alolan Marowaks in the lead. That would definitely be tough to play out as well. So let's kind of see how some of these matchups are going to go with this team here and jump right into these battles. So Ninetales into Toxicroak. This is actually a fairly neutral matchup because Toxicroak is only receiving neutral damage from the charms, and Ninetales is receiving neutral damage from the counters there. The Toxicroak can essentially just go straight Mud Bomb. Unfortunately, the Ninetales does actually need to throw some energy here to either get a shield or take out the Toxicroak. Down goes the Toxicroak. Shadow Politoed. This Ninetales really output a lot of damage with the charms, but definitely needs to let it go at this point. CRESSELIA, having access to Grass Knot, is going to be able to take out this Politoed here. They are really farming up for some reason. I would anticipate that the opponent is going to shield. Makes sense. Now, it is more energy efficient for this Politoed to just go for Weather Ball spam because you do get stab on it, and Weather Ball is a pretty decent move. Earthquake does do more overall damage, but it is slightly less energy efficient because there is no stab damage on it. This is a Snarl Mandibuzz, so it is hitting for double resisted damage on the SCRAFTY, and SCRAFTY is able to hit back for neutral damage with these counters and power-up punches. But Mandibuzz does have access to Aerial Ace, which will be hitting SCRAFTY for super effective damage. But Aerial Ace, as we all know, is a very bad move, unfortunately, so it just doesn't hit for that much damage. SCRAFTY is continuing to ramp up. Nice play by the opponent going for a snipe here with the Weather Ball. Has to shield it up. Now, CRESSELIA still has play against that Mandibuzz as well. If somehow could Psycho Cut down this Politoed and then rip off a Moonblast on the Mandibuzz, but the opponent was very smart and saved the shield for the Mandibuzz in the back, and so unfortunately there's just going to be nothing that this CRESSELIA can do. Needs to essentially get to 2 Moonblasts here or successfully bait a Grass Knot, but the Mandibuzz is going to be able to take that. Good, nice play by the opponent there. Whoa! Electrode in the lead. It seems like all these games start with a little bit of desync lag in the beginning, which is not great. Most likely a discharge here. Does a good amount of damage. Electrode. It's been a while since I've seen an Electrode in Great League. Typically, it rolls around in Kanto Cup. It's a very popular pick, but wins the Zero Shield, takes out the Electrode. Out comes Defense Deoxys. Now, CRESSELIA is going to be a decent response to this Deoxys. Both are going to be hitting each other for resisted damage, but T9 actually brings out SCRAFTY here. SCRAFTY is receiving super effective damage from the counters. That Psycho Boost would have been single resisted. Oh my gosh, this is a Tentacruel in the back? Very unique team. Gonna bring out the CRESSELIA here and pretty much just rip off these Grass Knots. It's gonna be hitting for neutral damage. The Psycho Cuts are hitting for super effective. Tentacruel goes straight for the Hydro Pump. Nice play by the opponent. Gonna throw this Grass Knot. And it's not enough to KO it, but actually able to Psycho Cut it down because of the undercharge. Gonna throw straight Grass Knots on this Deoxys. CRESSELIA is so bulky that it's going to be very challenging for this Deoxys to farm down. Essentially with SCRAFTY you do need to land a foul play successfully though. Maybe you're just going to go straight for the Moonblast and then probably regardless of what the Deoxys does here, swap the SCRAFTY. Good job, don't get farmed, and none of the charge moves that Deoxys has here are going to hit for too much damage. They do go for the Thunderbolt, barely able to tank that and barely able to get this foul play off onto the Deoxys. This should be just enough to knock it out. Very nice. Good game there. Oh, this is a great lead. If this was Powder Snow, Alolan Ninetales, this would actually be somewhat of a neutral matchup. Out comes Charizard. and looks like trying to ramp up with power-up punches here. Charizard actually technically has play against all 3 of these Pokemon. It kind of walls off Cresselia based on the charge moves, and it definitely beats the Charm A9, but gonna have to bring this in. Shield once, maybe farm down. Hopefully you don't get baited. Okay, good shield on the Blast Burn. But that Charizard is just going to town. Luckily, Cresselia does have access to Moonblast, which will be able to hit for super effective on Obstagoon. The opponent brings Obstagoon back onto this Ninetales. It's going to eat so much charm damage here. Okay, does not commit to the farm, but going to shield this. Wow, okay, wants the charm damage here. But unfortunately gets countered down. So needs to rip off this Moonblast onto the Obstagoon. Hopefully going to be able to get there right before the Obstagoon. Oh no, get rid of this thing. Get rid of this thing. Okay, and it's a whoa, this team very surprising. You're gonna see the power of Moonblast here taking out an Obstagoon, and this is easily going to one-shot the Scrafty. Double super effective. Scrafty is double weak to fairy type damage, so down goes Scrafty, and Cresselia cleans up the backline there. Good game. Wigglytuff in the lead, Battle of the Charmers. So Alolan Ninetales is able to get to these charge moves much faster than Wigglytuff. No extra charm sneaks through. And the opponent is going to shield. This might be a simultaneous feint. Okay, they do throw energy. Do you let this go? Yeah, makes sense. Let this go. Psycho Cut down. Get a lot of energy on the Cresselia. Really nice. Cresselia is so bulky. A lot of energy stored now. What's going to come out? A Scrafty. And then it's a Vigoroth in the back. Wigglytuff double counter users, essentially, from the opponent there. So Scrafty is just going to ramp up here, do a lot of damage. If T9 can get all the shields down, then we know that the Moonblast is easily going to be able to one-shot that Scrafty that's sitting in the back. Going to shield this, farm it down. The thing is, the charge moves are not really what Scrafty is threatened by. It's really the counter damage that's going to do a lot. The opponent actually throws here. There is a case to be made. Maybe you need to save the shield actually for the Cresselia, but going to go for a Grass Knot bait here. This is actually pretty risky because if the opponent no shields, then you have to land another move. I think double Moonblast is definitely the safe play there, but it just so happened that the bait was successful and still able to take out that Scrafty. Good game. Charm Ninetales into another Obstagoon lead. We'd love to see this. And out comes Wigglytuff. So immediately, we're probably thinking, is this Obstagoon double charm? Which there's a good chance that it is. I'd probably make a swap into Cresselia right there and try to Psycho Cut it down, but they're actually going to bring out the Obstagoon again. This thing is just getting shredded by the charm damage. I would have said maybe there's even a point to be made that you commit a shield there just to get a little bit more charm damage, but Scrafty's going to farm down. In the back is another Charmer. Who would have guessed it? Obstagoon double charm. And this is... The ramped up counter damage actually did enough that potentially this Whimsicott will now be in Moonblast range. I actually like that play. Since the Scrafty was already ramped up, it did enough damage that, yeah, you can just safely go. Yeah, this is another risky bait here. This is another really risky bait on the Grass Knot. Luckily, it's working out that the opponents are shielding this every time, but you can safely get to 3 Moonblasts, so there's no need to have to go for the bait. But able to win that with 2 shields remaining, very nice play. Good game. Medicham lead, you'll love to see it. The counters will be hitting for neutral damage though, but these charms are absolutely going to chunk. The opponent recognizes that it's charm. Out comes another Charmer. Charmers are everywhere in the Remix Cup, as we know. Alolan Ninetales is, in my opinion, one of the most flexible Charmers just because you're able to get to these charge moves very quickly. Yikes. Gonna try to pull off this Psycho Cut farm down again. But that Medicham is going to be a problem in the back. So able to farm it down. Scrafty does not appreciate Medicham. Kind of needed to preserve the Ninetales actually a little bit. Oh man, okay, out comes Registeel. This really shuts down Cresselia, and this is one of the weaknesses of this team that I was talking about. If we saw this Registeel in the lead, it would be really tough to deal with, but even in the back here when Cresselia is switch locked, it's definitely going to be a problem. Do you try to catch a move on the Ninetales? Because that Medicham is going to be... Okay, they actually give up swap. Able to get to this last second grass knot, that's pretty huge, but how are you going to beat this Medicham with loaded energy? Bring out the A9, get as much charm damage off as possible. Bring in SCRAFTY, ramp up. Oh, actually get farm down. This is not great. This is not great. And shielding this is unfortunate because now the Focus Blast is going to one-shot. Honestly, it's not the charge moves for Medicham that are the threatening thing, it's the counters. The opponent shields that though. Whoa, I feel like that's definitely a mistake. Gonna be able to farm down. Oh, they swapped to the Reggie. Barely able to get to this power-up punch. I'm very surprised that the opponent shielded their Medicham. But able to capitalize on that mistake and take that game there. Good game. Charmer into a Charmer. So again, Alola Ninetales is most likely going to win this in the zeros. So there is a case to be made that you should make a move into SCRAFTY here immediately. So that way SCRAFTY gets to avoid the Charmer. But as long as you maintain switch here, I think that's the most important part. That Wigglytuff is still going to be a kind of a problem though. I think you need to overfarm against this Politoed as much as possible. Because Wigglytuff is most likely going to be coming back in here and you kind of want some energy to threaten it. As long as SCRAFTY gets to avoid the Charmer, it is going to be able to do some respectable damage in a lot of neutral matchups here. Down goes the Politoed, out comes a Wigglytuff. Makes a lot of sense. Gonna go straight for the Moonblast. I like this play. I don't think Grass Knot would have done enough, so just go for the heavy move here. And they let it go through. Oh man, actually gives up swap on the Ninetales. Really risky move, and the opponent actually went for Ice Beam there, which is very surprising because you get to Ice Beam and play rough at the same time. Maybe they're running Hyper Beam. Shadow Vic in the back. This is not ideal, but yeah, you can just go straight Power Up Punch here, ramp up your counters, and Shadow Victory Bells, they shield everything. You could throw anything at a Shadow Vic and it's going to shield it. Oh man, the Leaf Tornado connects. This Power-Up Punch probably does not KO now, but the counters should. Okay, farms it down, very nice. Wigglytuff comes out and able to counter down a Charmer. You'll love to see it. Good game. Another Wigglytuff in the lead. All right. Living in Charm City here. Last time the opponent tried to catch a Water Weather Ball on, or they tried to catch a Weather Ball on their Politoed. So this time the opponent did sneak an extra Charm through, so recognizing that that was going to be an unfavorable matchup, switches out, preserves what little health you have on the A9. This is a painful farm. Oh man, that's a painful farm. Is this triple Charm? Is this triple Charm? Please don't be triple Charm. Okay, able to get to a Grass Knot, that's pretty huge. But if it's another Charmer in the back, this is a nightmare. Oh man, do you bring out your Ninetales to... Okay, the Charm goes through. Man, you have to shield this? Yeah, that feels bad. What is it? Oh, it's Whiscash. Okay. Yeah, you need to throw this and then probably swap immediately and try to get to that Foul Play, because the counters plus Foul Play should be enough. Nice swap. You live a Blizzard, no problem. But I think you got to commit to going to the Foul Play here. Able to get there and take this game. Holy cow. Kind of a wild team by the opponent. Double Charm, but in an ABA order there. Good game. Couple more battles here. Gengar in the lead. Okay. These Charms are chunking. Look, it's resisted damage, but it's still doing so much. trying to catch on Scrafty and able to catch a move here. Is it the it's a sludge bomb though. That is not ideal. And out comes a charmer. Oh my gosh, Scrafty just gets melted. The Gengar is still so healthy. It's going to be a big issue for Cresselia, especially since Cresselia is running Psycho Cut and not Confusion. Let this go. Yeah. Psycho Cut down. Oh my gosh. Okay, out comes Whiscash. Most likely just doing this to burn the shields. Do you save both shields for Gengar? That's what the opponent is doing. It makes sense. But this gives Cresselia so much more farm. I think you have to let this go, right? Yeah. Really good recognition. It doesn't matter if it's Blizzard. You need to rip off as much damage onto this Gengar as possible. But these Shadow Claws are doing so much. I don't know about this. I don't know about this. I think the Gengar is going to be able to claw down this Cress. Yeah, good game. You kind of needed to stay in that lead matchup and not make a sack swap because Cresselia gets melted by the Gengar in the back there. But very favorable lead. Out comes Castform, and this is very nice alignment here. Going to shield the Weather Ball and just go straight for the ramp up here. Unfortunately, most likely going to need to leave this matchup with a shield deficit, which is never what you want to have to do, but this is a fairly neutral matchup. Scrafty survives this Weather Ball. Now building up to Foul Play energy, but going to bait with the Power Up Punch. And then able to... Oh, that is not good, but luckily both Cresselia and Alolan Ninetales have play against the Altaria there. Out comes Altaria, down a shield. Cresselia can still hang with this a little bit, but Whiscash is actually going to be kind of a problem in the back, especially with the shield advantage. Does the opponent save both shields for their Whiscash? Gonna go for a Grass Knot bait here. Okay, it is successful. Very nice. You kind of need to... Do you let this go? Yeah, and then farm down with Ninetales and just hope that... Oh, man. It's going to take... Yikes, I don't know. You need to get to 2 Weather Balls here, and you can survive 1 more Mud Bomb barely, but this is going to be very, very close. After all this charm damage has added up... Oh my gosh. No extra charm either. Oh boy. I think Ninetales will barely survive. 1 more. Oh man. Okay, the charm goes through. Does Ninetales survive this? Oh, so close. Good games. Thank you, T9 Gamer, for submitting these battles. Pretty fun and unique team. If you all enjoyed the content, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next video.